What's good, Rara family? You know what it is. This your boy Twin Well, I am back with another video reaction. Today I'll be reacting to Leo Major, the one-eyed scout who liberated a whole town by himself. This sound pretty interesting, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just got that one guy that can do it all. You know, some people can't, some people can. So we're going to check this video out. This came from a subscriber that wanted me to react to this video right now. Like, I'm anxious to see it. You feel what I'm saying? So this is based on history, man. Like, true history. And I love to watch stuff like this. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it just, you got to learn something sometimes to know what you don't know. Now you can just know off of listen to what's going on and just see what these people lives about, man. That's what it's all about, man. You got certain people that don't do that, but you know I love to watch things like this. But before I click to this video, make sure you guys like and subscribe, and don't forget to click on that notification bell to not miss an upload that I post. And my social media site will be in the description down below, and its actual video would be in the link in the description down below. Happy New Year's, you guys. We are at 6K right now, and I appreciate every last one of you guys, man. And we're on the road to 7K. Let's do it, man. You guys be part of the Real World family. But enough is said. Let's just get to this video, bro. Without further ado.
Leo Major, the one-eyed scout who liberated a whole town by himself. World War II.
Oh, this was during World War II. Okay.
World War II, for the Canadian effort, one soldier stands out from all the rest. Leo Major. He was a French-Canadian from Montreal, Canada. In 1940, at the age of 19, he joined the Le Régiment de la Chaudière of the Canadian Army. Their insignia underlines their fierce fighting reputation, consisting of two crossed Vickers machine guns with a beaver above supporting fleur-de-lis. Private Leo Major first saw action at D-Day in France, taking part in the Normandy landings on June 6, 1944. Straight away, he distinguished himself as a scout behind enemy lines by capturing the German communications half-track, full of secret code books. He then forced the captured crew to drive the Hanomag towards friendly lines, but was fired upon with anti-tank guns by British and Canadian troops. Leo had to climb on top of the vehicle to get them to stop firing as they drove closer, and later remarked how happy he was that the British and Canadian soldiers didn't know how to shoot. When the English officer asked Leo to hand over the Hanomag, Leo refused outright, stating that it was a Quebec man who captured it, and so it was handed over to the Chaudière Regiment. His war was nearly cut short when a few days later he was scouting ahead of his unit. Leo unexpectedly encountered a patrolling elite Waffen-SS unit. In the ensuing firefight, he managed to kill 4 of the enemy soldiers, but one
by himself? That's crazy. Hey.
of them, fatally wounded, managed to throw a phosphorus grenade, and Leo was hit, damaging his left eye badly. Leo was then sent to a field hospital for treatment. Leo had to wear an eye patch while his eye healed, and he remarked on how he looked like a pirate. Remarkably, he refused to be sent home, stating that he only needed one good eye to aim a rifle. Quickly, he returned to the front line and continued to act as a scout and sniper for his unit.
And you guys, that's what you call a real soldier, man. If he do what he love for his country, and by him having that one eye, it doesn't matter, man. If you love what you do and you want to change the world, this guy right here, man, is changing lives right now. Like, he's a true soldier. But you don't have too many of those like that, man. And I bet you he have every medals that he have on his, like, wall or, like, his pictures or whatsoever, man. We just need them type of guys like this these days, man, nowadays. And he doing it all by himself. It's pretty cool, pretty dope.
Shortly after returning to active service in October 1944, he was involved in the month-long Battle of the Scheldt in Holland, which involved much heavy fighting and several amphibious landings. One day during this prolonged battle, Leo's commanding officer had ordered him to find the 50 zombies who had gone missing on patrol earlier. Zombie was a slang term used by Canadian volunteers for unenthusiastic, inexperienced Canadian conscripts in the war. Leo was carrying out the reconnaissance by himself, as always wearing PT sneakers instead of heavy boots. He was deep behind enemy lines, in the dark, in freezing cold rain, muttering to himself, "I am frozen and wet because of you, so you will pay." Drenched to the skin while not finding the zombies, he did come across a garrison of German regular troops, sleeping in trenches that they had been digging all day. Noticing a snoring German officer, Leo woke him up, pointing his Sten gun at him, and then motioned him to order his men to follow him. One soldier raised his rifle and was shot dead by Leo, followed by 3 others who joined the firefight. After this, he shouted, "Achtung!" and "Handen hoch!" and the garrison quickly decided to surrender to him. He then single-handedly marched 93 German soldiers back to the Allied lines. But on the way there,
I never, in my life, know one guy make surrender 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 men like that. That's crazy. Yeah, my goodness. He's a brave guy. It's just crazy. He risks his life and everything. He don't care. You can tell. He don't care about anything. Okay, you guys surrender, blah. Yeah, off they go.
they were attacked by Waffen-SS troops manning an artillery battery from a neighboring village, who were infuriated that their fellow countrymen were surrendering. This left a lasting impression on Leo. The Waffen-SS unit managed to kill and injure a number of the German prisoners before being driven off by an Allied Sherman tank. Leo then handed over 93 German prisoners to his speechless commander. For his act of bravery, Leo was awarded the Distinguished Conduct Medal, which is the second highest award in the British and Commonwealth, the Victoria Cross being the only one higher. But surprisingly, he declined the medal, feeling the British commander, General Montgomery, who was going to present him with the award, was incompetent and therefore in no position to give him that medal. Then in February 1945, as
this guy want to be known, you can tell that he want to be known as a good soldier, dude. It's just crazy. He just want to be that guy.
his unit was fighting in the Rhineland in Germany, the Bren gun carrier he was traveling in hit a mine, wrecking the vehicle and killing all its occupants, except Leo. He was severely injured, including 2 badly broken ankles, 4 ribs, and his back in 3 places. Leo again refused to be shipped back home, and after a short spell in a Belgian hospital, he returned to his unit in time for their final attack to clear Holland of the last of its German occupiers.
This guy, it seemed like he has 9 lives. It's just unbelievable, man. He cannot die, because I guess it's just what he loved to do. He just loved to fight. He just loved to try to change the world. He trying to. I can't even put it in words, man. This guy is very brave at what he do. He's good at what he do.
So, on April 13, 1945, the Allies were preparing to attack the large Dutch town of Zwolle, but were unsure of the strength or deployment of the German forces in the town. That evening, Leo and his friend Corporal Willie Arsenault volunteered to carry out a recon of the area. The city was planned to be bombed by Allied artillery, and this is something Leo and Willie wanted to prevent. When the two approached the outskirts of the silent town, the Germans spotted Willie after his grenade bag made a rattling noise, and he was killed by enemy machine gun fire. Leo took 2 of them out, but the others fled in a vehicle. He then took his friend's Sten gun, an extra bag of grenades, then laid his lifeless body on the side. So enraged was Leo that he would go on a one-man rampage that lasted the whole night, using his submachine gun and bags full of grenades. He hijacked a nearby German scout car, disarming the driver and taking his MP-40, adding a 3rd submachine gun to his inventory. Leo made him drive to a hotel, then entered a bar. There he disarmed a German officer who could speak French to Leo, and he made him aware that the town was to be bombed by Canadian artillery. which would result in German military and civilian casualties. The officer understood, and in good faith, Leo handed him back his pistol, allowing him to drive off in the hopes that he would evacuate his troops rather than rally an attack. Leo moved around the town for a few hours in the dead of night, firing on any German units he came up against, throwing grenades and making as much noise around town as possible. His idea was to confuse the enemy into believing that they were under attack by a far larger Allied force storming the city. He proceeded in killing or capturing German defenders as he moved from street to street, using the local river and church as reference.
Man, this guy's a true savage. Like, watching him, like, it's just like watching a movie. Like, but even though I know it's not a movie, it's a real story, but it's just, like, watching this guy is so amazing, man. Like, it just, like, it's crazy how I've never heard of this guy before. Like, a Canadian guy taking people out by himself. Like, it's unimaginable. Like, this is crazy, man.
Points, so as not to get lost. Every time he had enough prisoners, normally between 8 to 10, he would march them back to the Allied lines and drop them off, before returning to the town to carry on his one-man assault. He is reckoned to have done this around 10 times. 4 times in the night he had to force his way into civilian houses to rest. Although terrified by his initial appearance once they understood he was Canadian, they looked after Leo. During his rampage, he also attacked and set light to the Gestapo headquarters, further adding to the confusion. Then, finding the SS headquarters, he engaged in a firefight, killing 4 SS officers inside. Then, later, Leo came across a group of townsmen by chance. This included a local policeman by the name of Frick Kuiper. All of these men were secretly members of the Dutch resistance. Leo then explained to them that the town was liberated. Then the group went on to take the town hall and bring the civilians out onto the streets. By 4:30 a.m., the German garrison had fled the town, and Leo had single-handedly liberated Zwolle. Leo retrieved his friend Willie Arsenal's body and returned to his unit, who had yet to advance into the town. On that morning of April 14th, the Allied forces entered the town without a shot being fired and without the loss of civilian life from the planned bombardment, due to Leo's outstanding bravery the previous night. For his heroism above and beyond the call of duty, he was again awarded the Distinguished Conduct Medal, and this time he accepted it. After the war, Leo left the army and returned to civilian life to resume his old job as a pipe fitter. With the start of the Korean War in 1950, the Canadian Army joined the United Nations forces in fighting the Communist Chinese and North Korean invasion of South Korea. Leo, though only 29 years old, was seen as a veteran with a special skill set and was recruited to rejoin the army and become a member of a special scout and sniper team. Then, in November 1951, the Communists attempted to take some strategic important high ground just 40 miles away from Seoul, the South Korean capital. The fighting was based around the vitally important Hill 355, nicknamed Little Gibraltar, and Hill 277. Chinese troops had captured it from the Americans, and Leo was to recapture and hold the hill. The fighting raged for days, and the Canadian commander, Lieutenant Colonel Jacques Dextraz, declared, "In the event a battalion is attacked, there will be no withdrawal, no platoons overrun, and no panics." During the battle, Leo commanded a unit of around 18 men, repelling whole Chinese divisions while enduring heavy artillery and mortar barrages for 3 days. Even though Leo had been ordered to retreat when the Chinese divisions counterattacked, he refused. Instead, he demanded that the commander of the mortar platoon, Captain Charlie Forbes, rain mortar fire on the enemy. The mortar fire was so close to Leo's position that the commander could hear the bombs explode when Leo spoke on his radio, and it was so intense that the mortar barrels warped from their rate of fire. For his valor and leadership under fire, Leo was awarded another Distinguished Conduct Medal for capturing and holding the key hill. Leo was the only Canadian to win the Distinguished Conduct Medal in 2 separate wars. He lived a quiet life afterwards, and in 2008, at the age of 87, passed away, having been married for 57 years and having 4 children.
Man, I enjoyed this video, man. Like that was a one eye for me. I'ma tell you that, man. Like it just crazy how this dude just fought for his country. And then you might as well say like he did fight for himself, cause like it just like really he just outstanding like in a way like I can't even speak right now, cause the way how he just liberated the whole town, man. He like it just make you think that he's not uh, like he's a human being, but he just not like the person that you wouldn't even imagine doing something like that. Like this dude cannot die. Like it just crazy in a way, but this guy here is just something different. Like nobody in the United States did that. Nobody in Russia done none of that, and nobody in Japanese done none of that. He's the only Canadian guy I know that can, man, go hardcore like that, man. Man, this was pretty tough. It was tough for me, man. Like I just love watching stuff like this, man. It just make me learn. It just make history, man. History is something to imagine. Of like it just make you want to think of different types of soldiers out there that fought for our country like that. And I would not think that seeing this today would make me think like, wow, why isn't it like that now? And it was like that back years ago. You know, it make you think of that way. I don't know, man. It just make you want to think that way, man. People are just not like you know, like the president now, they just throwing these soldiers on there and they pause, you know, they freeze, don't know what to do, and like they just killing, it's just killing our soldiers now. Like in a way, you know, it's so many that fight but not like enough, you know. And you got someone just being thrown out there and they don't supposed to be there and they ended up getting killed, you know. And our soldiers now is being thrown into a war that do not have anything to do with us. But it's just crazy. But I enjoyed this video, guys. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. Please subscribe if you're new, because you already know this channel is always lit, man. But comment down below to send me more videos like this, man. Don't hesitate. I love you guys. We at 6K right now. You feel what I'm saying? And let's get on the road to 7K. And I'll see you guys soon. Peace.